do the verses together. Today, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 81, texts 8 and 9. Itam vichintya bhasanat chirabadam vijanmaha svayam jahara kimidam iti prittu katandulan. Synonyms: itam, in this manner; vichintya, thinking; basanat, from the garment; chira, in a strip of cloth; badhan, tied up; vijanmanaha, of the twice-born Brahmana; svayam, himself; jahara, he took hold of; kim, what; idam, this; iti, so saying; prituka tandulan, the grains of flat rice. Translation: thinking like this, the Lord snatched from the Brahmana's garment the grains of flat rice tied up in an old piece of cloth and exclaimed, quote unquote, "What is this?" There's no purport to this, and then there's text 9. Nanutad upanita me paramaprinanam sakhe tarpayanti anga mam vishwam etipritu katandulaha. Synonyms: nanu, whether; etat, this; upanitam, brought; me, for me; parama, supreme; prinanam, giving satisfaction; sakhe, O friend; tarpayanti, ingratiate; anga, my dear; mam, me; vishvam, who am the whole universe; ete, these; kritukatandulaha, grains of flat rice. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation: my friend, you have brought this for me? It gives me extreme pleasure. Indeed, these few grains of flat rice will satisfy not only me, but also the entire universe. Purport: Srila Prabhupada writes in Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, quote, "It is understood from this statement that Krishna, being the original source of everything, is the root of the entire creation. Watering the root of a tree immediately distributes water to every part of the tree. So, an offering made to Krishna, or any action done for Krishna, is to be considered the highest welfare work for everyone, because the benefit of such an offering is distributed throughout the creation. Love for Krishna becomes distributed to all living beings." Unquote. Amagyanatimirandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya manobishtam stapitam yena bhutale vayam rupa kadamahyam tatisva padantikam andeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamaram Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganar Unatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Bhagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosite Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all very much for coming to the Bhagavatam class this morning. Today, before I begin, I would like to request all of the assembled devotees, especially the senior-most devotees, to please bless me that I may speak something which is in line with our Guru Parampara, which is enlivening to our hearts, and that our hearts become fertile ground for this sublime message to take root on. So today, well, in the previous chapter, we have seen that a little bit of a good amount of Krishna's respect for a Brahmana. We get a very detailed view of what it means for when we say that Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishna Agumdaya Namo Namaha, that Krishna is the uh, she is very equal to all the living entities, but he's especially inclined towards the brahmanas and the cows. We saw that how he respected uh, the his friend Sudama Vipra, and how he worshipped him and took the water from his feet and sprinkled it on his head, and it shows like extreme respect for Vamana, him being the supreme personality of Godhead, just to set an example. So okay, we have that. And beyond that, we also saw his sweetness towards his devotees. We saw how affectionate, how sweet she was, grabbing him by the hand and reminding him of the child pastimes that they had, the very intimate pastimes where they were when they were in the Gurukul together. So we see that this Krishna sweetness. And now, in this chapter, we're going to see something very important for all of us, and is this quality of Krishna, that is his kindness. Here we're going to see really that very special quality, that is his kindness. Why is this so important? Because in Sachinanda Maharaj says that this is the most important quality of Krishna for a devotee in the material world. In the material world, we're constantly suffering the threefold miseries, and Krishna's kindness becomes everything to us. This is that relief, that ray of moonlight that is stopping some of the scorching that we're getting. This Krishna's kindness is so important for us, and uh, it's important to realize this kindness. Let's look a little bit at what the acharyas talk about in their purports to this. Vamsidhar, he talks about how this cloth that Sudama had brought to Krishna with the grains of rice, it was actually an old and shriveled cloth. He's giving these uh, details, and is that it was an old and shriveled cloth. How are you going to present to somebody who is having 16,108 palaces, each one way more opulent than the ones of Indra in the heavens? You come up with an offering in an old shriveled cloth. It's quite embarrassing to do this. And but what was Krishna thinking? Jiva Goswami talks about this. Krishna was thinking, this one person, this person is a Parama Bhakta. He's a great devotee. He's a supreme devotee. And because of that, Krishna he pulled that old shriveled cloth with balat, with strength, because he was thinking that the purity of this grains, Jiva Goswami is saying, is implied because of their being Brahminical. And Krishna, when it says like, I am the universe, it says, Vishvam Atma. He's the soul of the universe. So when Krishna says that he's taking these grains, which are so pure because they're coming from Sudama Bripa, he's saying that he's satisfying him who is the soul of the universe. Ananda Vihara Prabhu was asking me if I have seen Krishna yet. Well, here we're hearing about Krishna being the soul of the universe. He is everywhere around us, constantly. And when we satisfy Krishna, we satisfy everyone. We will get into that in just a little bit, but let's stick right now with this kindness of Krishna. When we uh, when we see this, Krishna is being, what is he being brought? Nothing. Something that was even begged. It wasn't even that Sudama Briva, he cultivated these grains with his own hands. He labored. It was like it was the cheapest thing that his wife could beg. Uh, and still, Krishna took this with so much uh, love. And he said, yeah, I am satisfied with it. This is so amazing. This is Krishna's kindness. He takes that little bit that we give and he just enhances it because of love, because of his love for us. He is that kind. And we will see what he will give to Sudama Vibra, even without asking. And this is something important that we have to understand, is that Krishna will give us what we need even without asking, but not when we're expecting it. So keep those two things. Uh, Even before asking, he will give it, but not when we're expecting. So, uh, how do we see Krishna's kindness really in our life? That's a very important thing. How do we realize this quality of Krishna? Because when we're meditating on Krishna, we have to know what, how is this personal? How is it hitting me in my heart, so that I can put some emotion behind it. And it's that we can see Krishna's kindness through the holy name and the mercy of the holy name. In previous yugas, it was extremely difficult to get that mercy. It was extremely difficult to get that mercy. 60,000 years of minimum of meditation, constant meditation. We can't even do 60 seconds of meditation. In Treta Yuga, you have to have this huge amount of paraphernalia and resources for yagyas, incredible yagyas like that. We we can't do it right now. It's impossible, to create such elaborate yagyas nowadays. So not that. In Dvapara Yuga, it was elaborate deity worship. If all the devotees at the Bhakti Center that have been taking care of Radha Murlida know how difficult it is to maintain the standards. What you speak of, if you're talking about your own personal home deities, it's like keeping those standards is always a challenge. So what can we do? Kali Yuga, chant the holy names of the Lord, and chant them in at least in Namabas, without offenses. This is the mercy that the Lord is giving us. This is where his kindness is coming in. Because think about it, that in just a few years, we can we have the ability, we have the possibility, thanks to Srila Prabhupada, to attain that highest goal just by chanting. And we can chant anywhere, anytime. This is Krishna's kindness, his mercy. And one of the things that I was just recently in India for the Govardhan retreat. It was amazing. If you guys can ever go to Govardhan retreat right after Kartik with Sachinandan Maharaj, Purijan Prabhu, and Jagatarini Mataji, you should definitely do it. It was so beautiful, so amazing, so deep. And it helped me look a little bit more into this mercy of the holy name. Because if you really think about it, to be able to realize Krishna completely, like Ananda Vihari was saying, have you seen Krishna? Have you experienced Krishna like that? You need purified senses. You need to make your tamaguna and your rajaguna, your passion and ignorance. You have to make them zero and be in complete shuddha sattva. You have to have zero false ego, zero material desires. Then you can actually relish the spiritual realm. Then Krishna will actually appear within your heart. This comes at the stage of bhava bhakti, just one before prema. In the different stages, going from Shraddha to prema, it comes at the very end. And so when we're chanting, we could say like, well, that's going to take forever. Yeah, even if it's just like 100 years versus 60,000 years of Satya Yuga, it's going to take forever. And how can I keep every day chanting with endeavor? When I know that I'm still bound to all of these desires, material desires. How is it possible? And here's the key. Here's what can keep us very enthusiastic about chanting, and it's the fact that Krishna is kind. He's kind through His holy name. So even though we're not qualified to chant uh, perfectly, to chant the Shuddhanam, we can ask for that mercy, and Krishna can give us a glimpse. We can't ask Krishna to like, okay, give me complete. Well, we can ask, yes, of course. Make me a completely pure devotee, but that's going to take some time. But at least we can ask for that glimpse. Please, Krishna, give me that glimpse that you are non-different from your holy name. That we can ask, and that Krishna can give at any time. Why? Because the holy name is so merciful. There is no qualification. There's no qualification for that because mercy means we don't deserve it. If we actually deserved it, which means pure senses, that would not be called the mercy, right? So we can ask, please, Krishna, give me a glimpse, a little glimpse that you're non-different from your holy name. Give me a little glimpse of that joy of chanting your holy name. Give me a little glimpse of what it means to be a real pure devotee. And that Krishna can give us at any time. At any time. And so when we're chanting, this is so hopeful because that I can aspire for. That is something that I can look forward to when I'm chanting. Please, Krishna, today give me that realization. Give me that little bit of drop of mercy. Today, give me that. And even if he doesn't give it, like I could say like, oh, I've been chanting for a whole month, and Krishna still hasn't given it to me. Yeah, like 1 month versus 60,000 years. Yeah, but even just that asking in that mood is so satisfying. To be in that position of Krishna, please give me that. Please give me. It's so satisfying to be in that position. So nice that we become happy just by begging. This is so nice, and this is another realization that I got, and it comes with the purpose today, and it's that by satisfying Krishna, we become happy, and everyone is satisfied. So that is the purport that we're seeing today from Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which Prabhupada talks about, and which is also talked about by Jiva Goswami. And is that how is it possible that by satisfying Krishna, everyone is satisfied? I got a little bit of that realization when I was in Govardhan. I went with a resolution that I'm just going to serve. I'm going to go there, and I'm going to try to serve at Govardhan and trying to beg for mercy and try to go deeper. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. That's everything. And so I would jump in at every single uh, service that I could get, especially the simplest ones, the lowest one, something that anybody can do. like serving prasadam. I love serving prasadam. So, serving prasadam or making garlands, some simple things like that, and just doing them day in and day out. And any other that I could just grab hold here and there, I would do it. And what you see when you're doing that, just to satisfy Krishna, I'm going to do it to satisfy Govardhan. I said, I'm going to satisfy Govardhan. I'm here. I'm on a mission to serve, to please. And you could see his reciprocation. For some reason, just by serving Prasad, everyone was like super happy. Obviously, if when you're coming in with the paneer sabji, everyone becomes very happy, of course. But uh, just in general, even the servers were, I was noticing, they were in bliss. And the devotee that was talking to us, she was directing us. She she was also like so thankful to all of us. He was just like, and happy all the time. It was like, oh wow. And I noticed that even when doing simple services, like when we were doing the parikrama around Govardhan, at some points, the leader would ask me like, hey, can you just keep directing path to that, so that devotees know that they have to take this turn. I said, yeah, okay. So I would just stand there and just point, okay, this way, go that way. And you would see all the devotees passing by, and they would just smile, and they would be saying, "Oh, thank you so much. This is such a great service that you're doing." And I was like, "Wow!" Like they didn't need to do that. They could just like "Oh, okay, here like that, but they were incredibly thankful. And I was noticing that is because Govardhan is happy, and he is expressing his uh, gratitude through the devotees. That is one of the things that how do we know that Krishna is satisfied? When the devotees are satisfied, when he expresses that satisfaction through the devotees. And just serving at Govardhan in this way, I was happy every single moment. Every single moment. It was just so blissful because of these little services. And everyone around me, I could see like they were so grateful to for these little services that I was doing, that they didn't really matter, but it just made the whole atmosphere so blissful, so happy. And I was understanding this is a spiritual world. That atmosphere of bliss because of service and reciprocation with each other. That is the spiritual world. That is what we are trying to build, not only in Govardhan at that moment, but everywhere. At the Bhakti Center in New York City, in America, that is where where we can create that spiritual oasis where people come and they go like, oh, wow, this is different. Just just coming in through the door, things changed for me. I was in this concrete jungle where everybody is fighting to get the most out of New York City, right? When people come to New York City, what do they want? I want to enjoy. I want to get the most out of the city. And suddenly, here's a paradigm shift where people are actually happy, but they are in the mood of serving, of satisfying Krishna. And when they're satisfying Krishna, everyone becomes happy. And one of the things that when I came back from this trip, that they asked us was, "What are you going to take with you? How are you going to keep this momentum going?" And one of the things that I really liked from the retreat was that we would spend 2 hours every day with Krishna. It was called Alone with Krishna. We would spend 2 hours just sitting down, chanting, reading, journaling, just spending time with Krishna. Not just Not just like, okay, yeah, I got my rounds done. That was 2 hours. No, no, no. Like taking hours to like, okay, let me read a little bit of Prabhupada's books and think about it. Think about it and write down what my thoughts are on this subject. Let me look at nature around me and let me notice different things and how I can connect them to that purport. Let me think about, what does it mean, these things, like taking your time to be with Krishna, and as asking questions about your own life and how that may be connected to what you're reading. So by doing this, you're just okay. I know we have very busy lives, especially in New York City, but taking this time, great if it's every day, maybe just once a week, but definitely taking that time to be alone with Krishna. And I was noticing that even by doing that, my conversations with devotees have become deeper. When you sit down at prasad, I noticed this when I was in Gordon. Generally, you chit chat, and it's just like little things here and there. But when you have these realizations going on in your head, when you're journaling like that, you can actually begin a conversation like, "Hey, have been your realizations lately?" And then all of these sharing can go on between you and that devotee that can actually give you actual devotee association, not just okay, Haribol Prabhu kind of association, but like real deep association. Uh, all the devotees um, want all the serious devotees. They want association so they can come closer to Krishna. So the question is, how do we get that deep devotee association? Well, if I spend time with Krishna, then I will have something to share, something deep to go into, and then my devotee association will improve with all the other devotees. So it is now 6:45, and this leaves time for 15 minutes to share any realizations, any questions, or any cool jokes that you have this morning.
Very well, Murali. Thank you so much for your class. It's just a reflection. I just love the class, and I love that you're pointing out that there is no small service. And I always like, I forget, someone told me once that you should always have like a little secret service that's nothing big, that you alone know you know you do, and no one else like can ever give you any honor for it. It's so nice to have that little secret small service, because I find those the sweetest. So thank you so much for reminding us of that. And then yeah, I've been hearing quite a bit about that being alone with Krishna workshop. If you want to tell us more about that, I'd love to hear, because it sounds so really wonderful. But it, again, the reminder of, yeah, when you do that, then you have something of substance to talk with the devotees about, and not just like, hey, I have a hangnail or something like that. So thank you so much for bringing these things to us. Very well.
Thank you so much, Yamuna. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a very good idea. Have your little secret service. You know, what can you do for Krishna that only he knows? That is so intimate. Thank you for that uh idea. Any other questions, reflections, comments?
Krishna, Murari Gopal Prabhu. Hare Krishna, good to hear you. I have something about the very last point you mentioned on, because I just came in then. So I've always wondered about this too, about friends association with devotees. What does that exactly mean in your eyes? How do you see that? When you say you want to form deeper relations with devotees, does it mean discussing spiritual topics like the Bhagavatam and so on? Or does it mean just like having them as friends and relating with them with all their activities that they do?
Well, we definitely want to have that general definition of a friend, right? Somebody that we can just like talk to about anything, not just uh that 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 we can feel like yeah, like I want to hang out with this person. So that is like basic level friendship. But we want to go beyond that, because what is the use of having a devotee friend if you're not actually coming closer to Krishna with that person? So that devotee association will come if we endeavor to make, put Krishna in the center of that relationship, right? How do we put Krishna in the center of that relationship? Well, we talk about Krishna, but what do we talk about Krishna? Like, do we just talk about you know uh, the Bhagavatam, and what do I say about the Bhagavatam? And it's like, if you have not done your own homework, it will be difficult. And the default is going to be, let's talk about what I have been putting time into, which is like movies and songs and all the things that naturally come to us because of our conditioning. That's going to be the natural thing. So if I do my homework of just spending time alone with Krishna, of journaling, of um, developing thoughts about Krishna, I will get realizations. And this is what is like the gold mine. Having those realizations, those nuggets, and sharing them with the devotees. Then the conversations can become deep. And for example, even if you're the only one doing it, because you can't really expect all the ones to do it, but even if you're the only one doing it, when you're sharing these things and the devotees sincere, they will be very receptive to this, and they will be asking questions, and they will make you go deeper into these things. And it's like, okay, yeah. And if the devotee is inspired, then that devotee may also start taking that time alone with Krishna, and then will be giving you, and it becomes like a really beautiful, deep relationship with Krishna in the center.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you, Murari Gopal Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
As you see, is there another Prabhu? Yes.
Venisha should go. Venisha, please.
Hare Krishna. Apologies, I don't have my camera on. I'm a little under the weather. Thank you so much for this class. Really inspiring about the Govardhan retreat, and in particular. And I'm wondering two things. One, is there any nugget of realization that you could share with us, maybe separate from what you shared already from the retreat? And two, is there anything that you would recommend that, like, to others who are interested, that kind of like you wish you had known before you went, kind of thing?
So
Jai.
one little bit of realization that I got from it. Definitely, Govardhan is a place. I had heard this before, but I had not seen it like that. That it was for Goswamis. That you don't go to Vrindavan to enjoy, because Krishna is the only one who enjoys there. It's a place for Goswamis. But what does that mean? And what that means is that it's a place to go deeper. Mayapur is Audarya Dham, is magnanimity, where Krishna is just giving like that. Um, Vrindavan, Govardhan, is a place to go deeper. So if you really want to go deeper into your practices, Govardhan is the place. It's very intimate. It's very beautiful. Brahmatirtha Prabhu, he was telling me this is what Vrindavan looked like back in the 70s when I first came in there. Before high-rise buildings and all of the crazy traffic and all of that. This is what it was before, and it was so beautiful, so pristine. Uh, it was extreme peacefulness. When I was there, when I was chanting, in front of Govardhan, I was thinking, wow, the peace and the happiness that people are looking for in the West. This is it. I'm feeling it right here in front of Govardhan. This is what everybody's looking for. This is where that peace and happiness that everyone in the West is looking for is right here. So those are some of the realizations. And your question about, well, what would I have wished to have known before I went there? Um, that's a good question. Uh, I guess probably I wish I had known about how when you go there, it's good to bring some books uh, that you like about Krishna. You know, maybe it's the Krishna book, maybe it's the Padyavali, you know, where Rupa Goswami is doing poetry about Krishna, or maybe some of the songbooks of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, like something to help you go deeper into these things, like some nice books that are specifically about Krishna consciousness, like that. I would have liked to do that, so that to experience a little bit more of that sweetness of Krishna through the writings of all of our acharyas.
Versus having it on your phone, or the phone isn't so accessible, or
Yeah, no, I did not have a SIM card, an Indian SIM card, so I did not have it.
okay, I got you.
Yeah, and yeah, just like I went, the last thing that I did before coming to America, I went to Loy Bazaar and I got a whole bunch of books, a huge amount of books, and I said, like, this is not gonna fit. This is gonna be like way overweight, so ship it to America. Let me have that, and like here's my money. Don't worry, here's my money. I want those books about Krishna. That's what I did, because one of the things that I was asking was, like, how do I get a taste for Krishna? I was asking about that. How do I get a taste for Krishna? And in my reflections, in my time alone there with Krishna, I got an inspiration from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and is that Lord Chaitanya, he relished Krishna through two things: through verses from scriptures and from songs. That's what Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar Goswami would do for Lord Chaitanya. Songs and verses. So I said, okay, I need to get songs and verses to be able to relish Krishna.
Such good advice. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
And we have all that in morning class. We have songs and we have verses. Okay, temple room, please. Janitai Adipusha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he really milked this pilgrimage. And thank you so much for sharing all this nectar. One thing you were talking about was like the mercifulness of the holy name. And we had this guest who works at the Pentagon. And he told us that at one point in his life, he had an appendix situation. His appendix exploded and he was like on the verge of death. And he perceived the Yamadutas. He didn't have a name for them, but they were coming for him. And they were ugly and horrible and strong and ferocious and aggressive, and they were pulling him. And he cried out. He heard Jesus speak to him and said, "Pray now." And so he just yelled out, "Jesus!" like that. And they said to him, "No, it's too late." But he saw that even though they were telling him it was useless, he saw that they moved back every time he began to scream out, "Jesus, Jesus, Jesus," calling out the holy name like that, and he was protected. and he lived. He told us the story. So Chuta Gopi was telling us that her grandmother was inimical to Krishna consciousness, and she had throat cancer, and she could barely talk, and she was choking, and they were in the hospital with the grandmother, and she was telling them, "They're pulling me, they're pulling me, they're pulling me," and there was nobody there. And the mother, Chuta Gopi's mother, said, "Oh my God, we got the wrong people here," you know. And what do we do? What do we do? You know. And the grandmother said, who was not interested in Krishna consciousness, always said, "Give me, give me, give me, give me that." She was asking for the neck beads, you know. So they gave her the neck beads, and she was calmed down. So it's very interesting. If you call out the holy name or reach out for Krishna or some aspect of Krishna's mercy, Krishna reciprocates to protect us and to bring us to, like you said, closer to, especially in a time like that. You really want to get close to Krishna when the heat is on, you know. So those are just two things that we can share with you. I don't know how relevant that is, but to the point that the holy name in Krishna is very merciful and available. All glories to Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Yeah, the holy name is right there. Jamil, right. This is a perfect story of Jamil right now with Chita Gopi's grandmother. Amazing. I had heard a story about a Russian devotee who was asked. He was back in the day, he was imprisoned, for being a devotee, when they were hunting down devotees in the USSR, and they brought him, and they were questioning him, and this devotee was they wanted to know, the location of all the other devotees, and specifically
Murali Gopal Prabhu, Afterglow. We want to hear the story. Please stay for the Afterglow.
Okay.
This is the perfect cliffhanger. Dear devotees, darshan time, please. Put on your best look. If you can, turn on your camera. Thank you.
Shri Shri Radha Murira Gauratunja Silvamani Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki.
Okay, Murali Gopal Prabhu, please tell us what happened.
So, okay, so this devotee again had been captured, and they uh, by this by the KGB, and they wanted to know the location of the printing press, and where all the other devotees were, and this devotee was just, like, refusing to tell them, and so they started torturing this devotee. Okay, and he was just not letting go. Um, they tried, they started doing, like, more and more. At some point, they said, "Okay, bring her in," and they brought in a witch, black tantric witch in there, and it was like, oh my God, like the devotee got, like, scared, and so this tantric witch, they started getting into the devotee, and the devotee was like he said he could feel the darkness coming into his consciousness, and so he started praying, to chanting Hare Krishna, and it just kept going. And they started chanting the Nrsimha mantra, kept going like that. And he said, like, at the point where he was just, like, about to just like lose completely, he just chanted the Prabhupada mantra, and immediately, boom, everything went out. And the lady, she she just stormed out. She just stormed out of there, and the the policemen were going like, "Ooh, hold on, what's going on? Like, why are you leaving like that?" And she's like, "I can't work like this." What do you mean you can't? I can't do anything with this guy. And they said, like, you were doing, like, what's going on? She said, there's an old man over there next. You can't see him, but there's an old man, and he's just, like, shoving his finger like this at me, and he's not letting me do anything. I can't do this, and left him. And yeah, that was Prabhupada. So if you're ever in real need, who is more merciful than Krishna? Krishna's devotee. Prabhupada is more merciful. And his
Nice.
pranam mantra is very strong, very powerful.
Nice. Thank you, Murali Gopal Prabhu. Thank you. Can you tell the mantra and the translation, just in case? Maybe we have some new people on the call.
Which mantra?
Yeah, Prabhupada's pranama mantra.
Yeah, the mantra is that I bow down to the lotus feet of Bhaktivedanta Swami, who is at the on whose feet all of the other acharyas come to, and he is the most he's the most beloved child of Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Swami, and he is engaged in delivering the whole world from the impersonalism and voidism. Yes, there it is. Thank you, Jeffrey. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravan Vicharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharine.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Murari Gopal Prabhu. Wonderful class. So, a question, a quick one. On your pilgrimage, where was Krishna manifest the most? In your time alone with Krishna, or in your doing service? Or both?
That's a tough one. She manifested differently and at different points in time. The fact that you were just in that retreat, you were completely submerged in Krishna. In the morning, you would do morning program. Then there was class, prasadam, time alone with Krishna, prasadam, a little time, to rest and recuperate. And then towards the evening, it was just beautiful kathas, about Krishna, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's leelas, and kirtan. So it was a constant immersion of Krishna going all around. So you could not help but be thinking of Krishna all the time. And it was just so easy to forget about Krishna. But there it was constantly everything around you. You even if you just went for a walk, it was like everyone in the streets, like they would go like Radhe Radhe. You would look at one side of the road and suddenly it's Giri Govardhan. It was just like that easy to be there. So Krishna was constantly with you. That was so beautiful. That is the beauty of these retreats and its complete immersion in Krishna. And I was told by Brahmatirtha Prabhu, if you're able to, you should come to India every year to get a spiritual recharge. Because we're so we're associating so much with the material energy constantly here in the West. Non-devotee association, the media, the work, the friendship, like everything is non-devotee. So just if you're able to, if it's possible for you to go to India, do that to get that spiritual recharge. Remember what is important. Go back. Just give your time to Krishna, and then come back to help others also come to India.
I'm glad you came back. Glad you didn't burn your passport and stay. Thank you for coming back and helping us.
There's a lot of service for me here.
Nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, we need those strong impressions of Krishna on our mind so that when the heat is on, we can remember those moments of doing service, being alone with Krishna, saying Radhe Radhe. Yeah, thank you. Would anyone like to speak? It's a Sunday. We can go over time.
Hare Krishna.
Adi Purusha Prabhu.
I
Hare
can't.
Krishna.
The video's gone for some reason, but that's okay.
It's okay.
You can hear us, okay?
Yeah.
Dasa's here. That story about Achyuta Gopi and her grandmother. Did you hear
Yes.
the story? The grandmother was asking for the neck beads, and Achyuta Gopi was about 17 years old when that happened. And she said, when you're a kid, your parents tell you to go to the temple, they tell you to follow the Kadasi, they tell you to chant and go to class. And she said, see, there's a point when you're engaging in Krishna consciousness because you were told to do it. But she said, when that happened, I had an epiphany. I had a feeling, you know what? This is real. This Krishna consciousness stuff is real. And I want to be a devotee. I'm gonna do this. She said, if the bad stuff is real, the good stuff must be real too. So she said that experience of seeing her grandmother terrorized by the presence of the Yamadutas, and then even though she didn't like the whole idea of Krishna consciousness, somehow she knew that the beads would protect her. And when her mother took her own neck beads off and gave it to the grandmother, that was relieved her of the fear and everything. Anyway, we're all just scrambling along. Our faith is growing based on our experiences that Krishna gives us. How wonderful is Krishna? All glories to Prabhupada.
Yeah, Adipusha Prabhu said it very casually that the bad stuff is real, then the good stuff must be real. That's a profound thing to say, isn't it? It's so
Achyuta Gopi
obvious.
Mataji said it. That was
Yeah.
her realization.
Thank you. That's pretty cool. I'm going to take this away with me. If all the bad stuff I'm worrying about is real, then the good stuff must be real too. Wow. So cool. Thank you, Adipusha
We
Prabhu.
gotta do this.
Yeah.
We gotta throw ourselves into this. There's nothing else but the holy
Yeah.
name.
Yeah. Thank you. Murali Gopal Prabhu, please concluding remarks, concluding instructions for us. You're the one who went on pilgrimage. Please share some nectar.
Take some time to be alone with Krishna.
But this is a Sankirtan movement, collective chanting. How do you reconcile that?
What are you going to share? When you're overflowing with nectar and realizations, it's going to be very easy to have people come to Krishna consciousness.
Your new name is Overflowing with Nectar, Prabhu.
Jai.
Thank you, Murali Gopal Prabhu. Thank you. All right, Annabelle, Isaiah, Karen, where are you? Okay, there they are.
Right. Very good.
Thank you. Yeah, he did yell and it didn't get muted. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Annabelle, what's that? What does it say? Hold on. Does it say Hare Krishna? Wonderful. What a wonderful project. Did you do that during class?
Uh-huh.
Cool. Nice.
We did Hare Krishna with clay.
Hare Krishna with clay, yeah. It's made out of clay, but it has the potency of the holy name. And the strength of Murali Gopal Prabhu's sincerity that he shared with us in his class. It all went into this clay, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And Annabelle's own sincerity also there. And Karen's guidance. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Happy Sunday. Go to the temple, dance, chant, sweat for Krishna. And come back tomorrow, Monday morning.